Stopping by for your daily Reiki micro session. This is a micro session because it's only 5 minutes long, where a normal Reiki session with me does last for an hour. So this is just enough to give you a taste, just to give you an idea about whether you would like to have more Reiki in your life or not. After we do the 5-minute Reiki micro session, then we're going to do 5 minutes of answering questions, and then I'll just pull out my tarot deck and use my intuitive abilities to come up with nice, solid answers for you that'll help you move forward in your life productively. But for right now, we are going to go ahead and just get started with the Reiki. And Reiki can do all kinds of good and wonderful things for us. And since I don't know what each of you need out there, I'm just setting the intention of whatever is for each of you for your highest and best interest. So let's just get this Reiki started. If you have something else that you want the Reiki to work on, feel free to go ahead and adjust that intention for yourself. All right, so we're starting Reiki at 58 after the hour. That means we're going to be finishing it up at 3 after. Does anybody here have any questions about Reiki? Michael, hello, hello, welcome. Glad to see you in the room today, my dear. Thank you for that thumbs up as well. Thank you to those of you who are sharing this video also. A lot of people can be benefited by the Reiki, so the more you can share it with other people, the more they can be helped. The more I feel like I'm helping other people, the happier I am. See, it's a nice big chain reaction. Nice big chain reaction. We like chain reactions. La da da da. I've got a lot of energy going into the base chakra and also into the throat chakra right now. So there's somebody who's watching this video either now or later, because Reiki is energy. It's not limited by time or space. So it's just as good for somebody watching later as it is for somebody watching while I'm broadcasting. So base chakra has to do with things that make you feel secure: family, relationships, assets, jobs, um, investments, homes, vehicles, whatever makes you feel secure. For a lot of people, it is relationships just as much as financial. And then the other place that I'm feeling a lot of Reiki energy going right now is into the throat chakra. And the throat chakra has to do with our ability to tell our truest truth. So I had somebody explain truest truth to me one time, and I really like that explanation. But basically, to know what a truest truth is, we kind of have to know what a truest truth isn't. It's the easiest way to explain it. So we all have our truest truth. That's how we actually really feel about something. It's what we actually really want. And um, a lot of times we don't put out our truest truth because we think that the people around us are not going to be able to handle that. That might overwhelm them, or they might have some opinion about that or about us if we share that we don't want them to have about us. And so we'll water down our truest truth. If they really love a certain band and we kind of detest them, anytime they bring up something about that band and ask us how we feel about the band, we might say, oh, they're okay, or might even say, "Oh, I could listen to them for a couple of hours," or could say, "Oh, they're pretty good." And inside you're cringing. How many minutes more do I have to listen to this band? So that's when we're not telling our truest truth. When we're telling our truest truth, we could say something like, I wouldn't mind listening to another band right now. So you don't have to be rude to say your truest truth. And it's interesting when people get Reiki and they have like a whole session and it really centers on the throat chakra and they haven't been saying their truest truth. A lot of times what happens is they start to really say their truest truth in a big way, and it's gruff and it's awkward because they're not used to doing it. And it can come out pretty, pretty rough. And then as you get some grace and finesse and a little bit more Reiki on it, it starts to come back into a place where you can say your truest truth without, knocking somebody's head off. Hello there, Tess. Aw. Well, then you were in the right place at the right time, weren't you? If you want to contact me about getting a whole actual Reiki session for yourself, all my contact information is on my website in the description below. And then I also have Reiki candles as well. So sometimes those are a better option. Right? I get you, Michael. That's pretty much me. I'm very direct, but I do try to be a little bit um, you know, tactful in my directness. I think people pick up a lot more from my body language sometimes than they do from the words that I'm saying when I'm trying to be tactful. Let's finish up the Reiki and then let's do questions. Which it is time to finish up the Reiki anyway. Thank you to those of you who are here. So now what we're doing is we're transitioning into the question portion of the video if you haven't been here before. So this is a time when you get to ask whatever's on your heart or whatever's on your mind. And I use my tarot cards and my intuition to come up with nice solid answers from spirit for you to help you move forward productively. So I've just got my timer set for 5 minutes. That's how long I'm going to sit here and do this. Y'all throw your questions right on up in there. Michael, do you have in your mind what you're asking about for your timing? Like, is there a specific situation and do you have that firmly in your mind so I can put cards on it? La da 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 da. La da 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 da. Looking for your true love. Is Michael's timing good in his search for his true love? Let's find out what Spirit has to say about that. La da 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 da. Okay, what do we have? So we start off with, I'm just going to walk through this because I'm not sure if this is a yes or no exactly until I get all the way through it. We start off with the Ten of Earth, which means that you're in a pretty secure and stable place right now. We also have a Five of Earth showing up in reverse. I don't feel like you're feeling especially lonely or needy or clingy or anything with this card coming up. This tells me that you have a lot of friends that, you have social interaction. It's not like this would be the only person. Next card that comes up is the Transformation card. This card tells me that to have your true love in your life would be a big transformation. And when it comes up like this is a positive transformation. It's just saying, you know what? It would be a big change. It would be a big change. And I feel like also this is saying like to find that one true love that you're looking for, there are some changes that you need to make as well. And I think that you will be making those. You probably already have those in progress. This talks about going back to something, and since the card right before that was the transformation card, Michael, I would say this goes back to working on yourself, working on making those big changes. So these are, this is going back to doing that shadow work, doing that self work. All right. Queen of Water in reverse. Now this is a surprise ending because I try not to look too hard at all the cards until I'm actually reading them for you. So Queen of Water in reverse just means that There's somebody that you were with before, is what I'm gonna say here, because this is you would not want this as a current situation. There's somebody that you were with before that isn't very happy with you. Things didn't end well, and I don't think that there was a lot of what I'm picking up is that there was not a lot of closure around this situation, and now this person has, a lot of resentments. They carry a lot of hurt that they haven't been able to let down yet. And before you can open a new chapter, you have to close this chapter. There has to be some closure here. And what I'm sensing is that you want to go back and talk to this person and sort of get the record straight. Let them know what really happened. And their reaction is going to be whatever their reaction is. I'm not guaranteeing what their reaction will be because it seems to me like they've been holding on to this negative energy for a long time. But I think that will help them to kind of bring some things up to the surface so that they can start to release it. And it pulls this out of your aura. It pulls this old energy out of your aura so that you are able to move forward. It's honest corn. Okay, Tess, that's a good question. Let's see. Alicia, hello, hello. Welcome. So, Tess, will Tess's work situation improve? This is going to be the last question I answer here today. Will Tessa's work situation improve? Oh, and I forgot to say earlier, super chats are always appreciated, but never required. Let's see. Will Tessa's work situation improve? I mean, okay, so here's the thing, Tess. I'm looking at this and I keep reading it over and over because I'm seeing like there's more than one question I really want to pick apart here. Like what I really want to look at is I think we need to get to the bottom line. Is it good for you to stay at this place, or is it better for you to look for a non-toxic place? Or are you going to be promoted within the next 6 months or the next year, or whatever kind of makes sense to you? I think both of those would be good questions to pull out of that. Will my work situation improve? It's pretty vague. Your work situation could improve in a lot of ways. The most toxic person there could keel over and die of a heart attack from stress because they are who they are. Or heaven forbid, or you could just up and decide, you know what, I've had enough and walk out. And then, yeah, your work situation would improve. So I think that's really vague. I want to be a little bit more specific in our question here, Tess. Hmm. I don't know, Michael. All I can tell you is what I saw on the cards. Queen of Water is somebody who's really sensitive, and that was in reverse, so their sensitivities got hurt. Gracie, Gracie. Hello, hello, welcome. So, Tess, kind of waiting on you to point me in a direction here with this question. Angela Lukes, hello, hello. Oh, thank you, Gracie. So I'm working on this last question. I'm just waiting to hear back from the person I'm answering the question for about what we're going to do to make this thing more specific. Because there's a couple directions I could go here, and I really don't want to pick for you. A lot of times I will just pick another question, but usually I can kind of bottom line it to something. This goes two different directions. La da da da. Which issue is that, Gracie? Thank you for being here, Michael, and thank you for trusting me with a question. It's an honor. Angie, unfortunately, the 5 minutes have passed. I'm not sure Tess is still in the room who asked the question. She might have got a phone call or something. So, what am I going to do? What am I going to do with her question? Because she'll probably come back to the video. Here she is. Okay. Around the promotion or the walk away. Yep, those are the two options I have. Okay, let's see what we can do with this. If Tess stays where she's working right now for at least the next 6 months, will she be promoted during those next 6 months? I mean, this is something I would rather do 2 questions. Will you be promoted within the next 6 months? And then if that comes up as a no, then I would ask, is it a better deal to walk away? But let's see what happens with the promotion thing. I'm only going to do 1 question on the free time though. Will she be promoted within the next 6 months if she stays where she is? Technically, this is a yes, but some of these cards, I'm looking at this going, if I'm looking at the details, I wouldn't call it a yes. So let me analyze this a little bit here. Just because I'm doing free time, I don't want to do cheap work. Let's do it right. So basically, I'm just going to walk through this. Here's what I'm going to say. Looks to me like you're starting out having a pity party about the situation there. All right. And I'm just going to be really direct and really blunt about this. Okay. So if we're starting out having a pity party, then that gives us a heads up right there that there's energy that we can change so that we can change the outcome. Okay. It's easy to have a pity party in this type of situation, and we always feel justified in having that type of energy. Okay. So I get it. I'm not being judgmental. I'm just trying to coach you into getting an outcome that you would like more. Okay. So when we have that type of energy and we notice it coming in, we always want to try to head that off, because when there's a pity party, then what's happening is in the normal tarot deck, or in most of the traditional tarot decks, I should say, because what is normal? Basically, you've got 3 cups that are dumped out, and there's 1 cup that's being offered to you, but you're not looking at that cup in that card. Okay, so this card is a little bit different. This card is like very different. If you did not know your tarot and you tried to use this deck, you'd be doomed. But so basically, this is saying anytime you have a pity party card come up, what it's saying is it's saying that there's opportunity here, but you're not looking at it because you're so distracted by the disappointments. You're so distracted by the negative. So if you feel like you're going into pity party mode, then you want to kind of jerk that head around and go, wait, where's the cup that's being handed to me? Where's the opportunity that's being handed to me? Because when we have those disappointments, then we're also being given something good. You know, when God closes a door, he opens a window, whatever that saying is, you know. So when there's disappointments, that's okay. We want to shrug them off and we want to look for, okay, what's the opportunity that came out of here? What did I learn from that? What can I use from this? What can I move forward with in a solid, productive way? Okay. So that's just the first card. All right. So the first card says that you're feeling a pity party right now, and we're looking at 6 months. 10 of air. To me, this is an ending of some kind of long-term stress or long-term debate, long-term tension. I'm just feeling into this and sort of what this is. I feel like there's somebody who's a key player in your situation as far as regarding you and promotion that is going to be leaving. Okay. And when this person leaves, I think it's going to be a relief, because that source of tension, that source of unfairness is gone. They're no longer there. They've walked out the door. So that's a sense of relief. That's going to happen within the next couple of months. Then what we have is we have the Two of Earth in reverse. Two of Earth in reverse talks about things falling through the cracks. So I think that even after this person leaves, there's still going to be another promotion where the most qualified person is not chosen. Okay. And now we're looking at about 3 months out. After this, we have the World card in reverse, which tells me that you don't hate this job or anything. Like, this job is pretty close to your ideal. But this whole idea of not having that upward momentum is really getting to you. And that's making this no longer your ideal job anymore. Okay. And then I know you guys are talking. I'm just trying to really focus right now. So I will get back to your conversation. Please don't feel like I'm trying to ignore you. And then we end Tess with the Chariot in reverse. Now, for me, the Chariot in reverse says that at 6 months, you're going your way, they're going their way. So I think what's happening is I think that you're giving them a chance for 6 months. I don't think you're going to get promoted in 6 months. And I think at the end of 6 months, you're going to be out of their history. And that's if you follow through with this pity party energy. However, if you change the pity party energy, I think this Ten of Swords is going to end up being you leaving before anything really happens there. And then with this Two of Earth, this is going to be that it's really a confusing time. And that when you leave, you may not have everything that you want financially. And then we've got the World in reverse. You go into something that is an upgrade from what you had before. And also, I think that you actually get to be promoted into a situation that is an upgrade. It's not ideal yet, but it is an upgrade. And with this Chariot, I think that once you get promoted, this is a with the Chariot in reverse here in this scenario, this talks about being promoted into a situation that's almost what you want, but there's no travel involved or you don't have to move for it. So it may be that you're in a situation where normally to get the kind of promotion that you would like to have if you switch to another country or another company, you would actually have to move for that. Then this would say you won't even have to move to find this promotion that is so close to what you want and is definitely an upgrade from the last one. That's what happens if you switch the energy around from the pity party. If you stick with the pity party, I think you stay there for 6 months and then you take off at the end of 6 months. You're like, you know what, I've had enough, fed up, done. If you go away from the pity party, you start being more proactive way more early. Thank you for understanding, Angie. You haven't gotten to look into the giveaway. What, you haven't got to look at that video? Yeah, there will be a video. At the end of my June monthlies, which I just put out today, there will be a thing you can click on to watch the contest video too. But there's also, if you go to the homepage on my YouTube channel, if you go to my channel page, you'll see the very first video that pops up will be the contest video. You can look at that. You guys have got the thumbs up climbing up while I'm busy doing the readings. I like it. Thank you. All right, guys, thank you very much for being here. I really do appreciate all of your support. I know I missed yesterday. I was working on my monthlies. I was like, I am getting these monthlies out no matter what. And I wouldn't stop to do this one. So now the monthlies are out for June. Also, this is a good time if you haven't watched monthlies for May, or if you've only watched the first half of monthlies for May, this is a good time to check in on that second half of May. Aw, you're quite welcome. Exactly. That would be fantastic, Tess. I would love to do a session for you. Or if a session is a little bit out of your reach, I also have Reiki candles, and I would love to explain to you how those work. So, whatever works best for you. But yeah, get a hold of me and let's talk. Right, Michael? I love it. 7 is a good number because I want 7 million subscribers. So I like having 7 in the room right now. That's a positive omen there. All right, guys, thank you very much for being here and for all of your support. I do appreciate it so much. Everybody, thank you for the thumbs ups on this video and for sharing this video with others who may appreciate it and get something out of it as well. The Reiki is helpful for anybody and everybody. Um, and then thank you, of course, to those of you who are ordering private readings and private Reiki sessions. It is because of all of you guys' support that I get to do what I love to do for my living. So thank you very much. Everyone have a fantastic, wonderful, thrilling, peaceful rest of your day. And if I don't see you here for a private before then I'll see you guys back on the next video. Peace out.